In the twilight of India's medieval glory, a legend was born, not just of swords and crowns, but of love, honor, betrayal, and myth. That legend was Prithviraj Chauhan, the last great Hindu ruler of Delhi and Ajmer, whose rise and fall would echo through centuries as both history and poetry. Born around 1166 CE, he came into a world of fragmented kingdoms and foreign threats. But from the very start, he was marked by destiny. A prodigy of war and wisdom, trained in archery, literature, politics, and dharma, he became a king in his teens, young, brilliant, fearless. His closest companion was the fiery poet Chand Bardai, who chronicled every battle, every moment of his life in immortal verse. But before his reign reached its peak, fate introduced him to a figure beyond time, Ashwathama, the cursed immortal from the Mahabharata. One evening in the lonely forests outside Ajmer, a strange figure appeared, worn by centuries, with eyes like burning coals. Ashwathama warned him, "You will not fall to strength, but to silence. Beware the comfort of your throne, and the betrayal it may hide." Prithviraj listened, but like many heroes, he believed only in the sword, not in prophecy. In the early years of his rule, Prithviraj became a lion among men. He defended his people, expanded his kingdom, and stood against the rising tide of foreign invasion. His defining victory came in 1191 CE at the First Battle of Tarain. Muhammad Ghori, a cunning and ruthless invader from Ghor, challenged Prithviraj's rule. Their armies met near Tarain, where Prithviraj's Rajput cavalry crushed Ghori's forces with sheer might. Ghori himself was injured and captured. Here, Prithviraj showed something rare for a conqueror: mercy. He spared Ghori's life and let him go free. A noble act, but one that history would never forgive. For the man he spared returned with vengeance burning in his soul. While Prithviraj enjoyed the glory of victory, he also fell under love's spell. The bold and beautiful princess Sanyogita of Kannauj had secretly admired him. Her father, Jaichand, was a bitter rival of Prithviraj and refused any alliance. He hosted a Swayamvar, inviting every prince but Prithviraj. Yet, in that court stood a statue of Chauhan as a mockery. Sanyogita, fierce and fearless, garlanded the statue, and in that very moment, Prithviraj, disguised, daring and defiant, stormed in, lifted her onto his horse, and rode away. That daring act united lovers and shattered political alliances. Jaichand, humiliated, never forgot. His betrayal would one day invite a storm. As the years passed, Prithviraj's focus shifted from state to celebration. The court grew indulgent. The fire of discipline cooled under the shade of romance, poetry, and flattery. Warnings from loyal advisors fell on deaf ears. Even Chand Bardai sensed the storm approaching. In 1192 CE, Muhammad Ghori returned, not alone this time, but with a massive army, alliances, and secret support from none other than Jaichand of Kannauj. At the Second Battle of Tarain, Prithviraj's forces were caught off guard. The Rajput code of war, noble but outdated, faced Ghori's tactical cunning. Prithviraj fought bravely, but the tide had turned. He was defeated, captured, and taken to Ghazni. The same man he had once spared now dragged him in chains. Blinded by Ghori's orders, Prithviraj sat in silence, but not in shame. His soul burned with the fire of resistance. By his side, ever loyal, was Chand Bardai. One day, in mockery, Ghori invited the blind king to demonstrate his archery. Bardai whispered a coded verse. Carbans, 24 gaz, Angul Ashta Praman. Ta upar Sultan hai, mat chuko Chauhan. 4 steps ahead, 24 yards, 8 fingers high. The Sultan sits there. Miss not, O Chauhan. Prithviraj, guided only by sound and fate, aimed and fired. The arrow flew and the Sultan fell. Or so the legend says. Some claim Ghori survived. That the tale was Chand's last poem, not a fact, but a flame. A myth to give India one final victory, even in defeat. After the act, both Prithviraj and Chand Bardai embraced death, choosing freedom in death over life in chains. But their story didn't end there. It became eternal. Bard after bard sang of the king who shot with his soul, the poet who turned truth into legend, and the queen whose love challenged kingdoms. Prithviraj Chauhan, the king who rose young, ruled justly, loved fiercely, forgave nobly, and fell heroically. His tale is not merely of war and politics, but of choices and consequences. The mercy he showed cost him an empire. The love he pursued invited betrayal. And the poetry that chronicled his life gave India its eternal warrior king. Today, his name is etched not just in stone or scrolls, but in the very memory of a nation still learning from its past. Because Prithviraj didn't just fight with swords, he fought with honor. And sometimes history bows to honor more than it does to victory.